Item number 10, this is a resolution amending 2015-10 policy governing water leakage adjustments for the city of Bryant. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution 2015-51. Next is an ordinance. This is in regards to the stormwater management utility fund. Council, previously we brought the staff right the list of stormwater issues throughout the city. Those rough estimates of that is about $3 million of work that needs to be done. And then you ask us to bring forward to do some funding options for that. This is what staff brought forward. We discussed it, and we will honor your wishes either way with this. What we would like to ask you to do is just to give us some direction on what you would like for us to do with this tonight.
I think this is probably very appropriate now to address the stormwater issue. You know, we can keep kicking this can down the road, and it's not going to get any better, it's not going to get fixed. This is something that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to find the funds to do it. And, you know, as we discussed before, I think the amount of fees that are in this ordinance are probably relatively low compared to what, you know, was reduced when we first started. But if we can go ahead and pass this thing and get this program started, there are a lot of things we can do. We can use money from that to do the work. We can borrow the money and use that stream of revenue to pledge against to pay the bond. There are things we need to go ahead and do, just like we did on the water and the sewer. We can borrow the money and use that to repay it. So there are a lot of options that we can do with it. I think it's something we need to go ahead and move on. We've been discussing it for several months now. So I think it's time to try to pull it. So I would make a motion that we put this ordinance on the first, second, and third reading by title.
Second, Higginbotham.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? No. 2 to 6.
No.
3 to 6. 3 to 5. That's not the majority put on. We have to have a super majority to suspend the rules. We can't do, we could, you know, entertain a motion to put on first reading by title only and let it sit for 30 days. And just see what kind of feedback you get. You can go that route. Just the other option that you have.
Make a motion that we put on my first reading by title only.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? No. It's 2 to 6, passes.
I've got
An ordinance establishing the City of Bryant Stormwater Management Utility Fund and establishment of the Stormwater Management Utility Fee for municipal utility customers within the City of Bryant, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
When can we make an amendment to that ordinance?
When can we make an amendment to that ordinance? You can make an amendment to it prior to, come back, we could sit for 30 days, and at that point in time, you could make an amendment to it and put it on first reading again.
So you could change, you could do it
We
exclusion?
should change it anytime up to the third reading.
Okay, I'm just clarifying.
Up till
I've got some thoughts and things I want to.
pretty much, you can make amendments to it up till on adoption. And you have to address, if you, for example, get the adoption, you make an amendment to it, we'll have to vote on the amendment under the rules before you can vote on the primary motion.
Okay, make sure you're here.
Because currently the fees are $3 for residential and $6 for commercial, right? In this ordinance.
I'd like, just for point of discussion, I'd like for staff to look at exclusion of senior citizens in those fees. It's already in there.
Basically, if you get a senior citizen exclusion of the water bill.
I just wonder what kind of effect it's going to have with $6 commercial. If they get a little bit more out of commercial.
And that's a legitimate question. We modeled this off of what has been tried in Hot Springs and has been at the Arkansas Supreme Court. It was found reasonable and acceptable. And so my concern was going jacking with the rates. Outside of that, we're going into less clear territory on the utility fee account. Since the Arkansas Supreme Court has specifically pretty much ruled that 3 to 6 is a reasonable amount, that's kind of where we were following that.
When we first started talking about, we talked about larger amounts, and we like
5 to 10.
5 and 10.
And the ratio was still the same.
Pardon?
I said the ratio was still the same, still 2 to 1.
And if y'all want, you can send me an email if you want me to look into if we can do a higher commercial, and I can do some research on it. This is a new area of law, so there's not a lot out there. That's why I was looking at the Hot Springs case, because it was this specific model that we're following.
I don't suggest it be a lot larger, but slightly larger.
That's not what
Let that one set for 30 days for comments from the public. And that brings us to mayor comments.
That's your honor.
Oh, yes.
Sit down.
We have 2 items that we need to, suspend the rules and add to the agenda. One pertaining to land acquisition and one pertaining to our Windstream franchise fees. So I have a motion to suspend the rules and add these 2 items to the agenda at this point in time.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chris, the floor is yours to discuss land acquisition.
Land acquisition, I think we have a 16 square foot tract of land along Highway 5 that the Highway Department has offered us $125 for.
Foot?
No, $125, that's the rate that we'll have there. And we can't do anything with it till we have authority from council to accept their offer and sell this.
We might or selling.
They're condemning.
Where is it?
Oh, so they're gonna get it anyway.
They're gonna get it anyway.
I'll say, I'll give you 150.
I do have a question. This kind of came in late this afternoon.
Oh, thanks.
I apologize for that. But this rate, does this affect the rates that of land, that this land is of zero value in the city of Bryant? But does this in any way affect the rate of land acquisition for maybe property owners whose land is being acquired is of more value to them? This is a call.
I would say no, and the reason being is because
No.
this is not really useful land to us, and the remainder of the land is impacted, and that's kind of the valuation of the
Okay,
land.
that's wrong. Okay.
So I think it's distinguishable enough that it would affect our
Is this a,
That's
is this
basically
an ordinance or resolution?
Just need a motion to approve the sale of the land.
Motion to approve the sale of the land to the state highway department that they're gonna take anyway.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, that brings us to the Windstream franchise fee.
Sorry. Finance director was asking a question.
What's doing the $125?
No.
Sorry, are we at the?
We're on screen now.
Joy and I have been working with Windstream to get them to pay us the franchise fees they owe us. Our initial franchise agreement was with the wholesaler, Windstream Communications LLC. They have 5 subsidiaries that are the retail providers. So we've gone back and just after Facebook and we've got a new ordinance that I'm asking to pass so that we can have those 5 companies listed. I also have a provision in here, I raised the rate from 4.6% to 5%. They agreed to that because that matches them. And I have a clause in here that they have to pay us back for the usage they've had of our right of ways since basically they've been using them. So we'll negotiate on how much they owe us, but we've got some provisions in there. If they're wanting to do right, they'd be great to work with us. And so I would ask that we do all 3 readings, pass this tonight, so that we can move forward with collecting money and pay for that.
Motion to approve.
Motion to put on first and second, third reading on title only.
Motion to put on first, second, and third reading by title only.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
This is a long title, so I apologize. An ordinance granting franchise to Windstream Communications LLC, Windstream Warlight LLC, Windstream Newbox Arkansas LLC, and Cloud USA Telecommunications LLC, and K-Tech Communications LLC, their successors with assignments to construct, direct, operate, maintain, utilize, and own a telecommunications system in, upon, along, across, above, over, and under the public ways of the city of Bryant, Arkansas, and all such structures, appliances, and fixtures necessary and convenient for the rendition of telecommunications services, including local and long-distance telephone service, to provide the conditions governing the grant of said franchise, to provide for the franchise fees to be paid, and for other purposes.
Have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Billingsley,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Gladden,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Miller, yes. Arnett,
Yes.
Artell.
Yes.
I do not have an emergency clause on this, because we got to send it to these 5 companies to get signed on, so it's.
This will be ordinance 2015-22. It's been adopted by the city council. Thank y'all very much for a fantastic meeting. Thanks to all of you that came thanks to all of you that came tonight to the meeting. Appreciate it. And happy Thanksgiving to each one of you in the families. And that brings us to council comments.
Yes, I have one for Chris. He issued a memo to us 12/19/13. And had to do with the Jessup study and it changed it and how it would affect elected officials. It would affect all of them. Would you tell us, not tonight, but would you review that and tell us if it affects all 3 elected officials? Because in that memo, it did state that it did affect all elected officials. Elected officials might not have included that. And I just-
Specifically asking about city attorney, whether she.
I asked the question, who was included in the $40,000 increase, and I couldn't get the answer. So I don't know if it's included in it or not. So I wanted you to review that memo and see who it was.
So I understand you have 2 questions. One is related to the payroll back to Jessup for elected officials, and who all included in
Yes.
Jessup pay. And secondly, whether Jessup does include the city attorney position.
Right, because of your memo 12/19/13, it did.
Okay.
You just let us know.
Can you break that down by position with the rate increase?
I can't, because that's math, but I can't switch.
Yes, and I'm just actually waiting for the official found stuff before I can do that. Before I do that. Because I don't know if it's changed actually. But it should be forthcoming. I'm hoping, I hope I can get it because it's done.
Any other council comments?
Motion to adjourn.